What is up, my viewers on YouTube? This is your boy Red Chaos One, and here's another video. I was thankfully asked, and I would also like to thank Firaxo Leginier and Hito F for requesting a review of this book, this web novel, which is called The Homeless Millionaire. It's on webnovel.com, and yeah, I'd like to thank you guys for requesting that. I'll get on to what I thought about the book, and also you should remember when I do reviews, there are no spoilers. So I'll give you a basic idea of the book, but no spoilers. If you want to know mainly about it, you're gonna have to read it. So no spoilers. If you're expecting any spoilers, I'm sorry to disappoint you. Yeah, so remember the usual. The link to the story is in the description below. If you want to see it, and if you enjoy the video, remember to leave a like, a comment, or to subscribe, because YouTube really enjoys it when people who are watching your videos are subscribed. So I'll be very grateful about that. And yeah, let's get on with the rest of the video. Alright, so let me begin by giving you a synopsis of the book. Homeless Millionaire, the synopsis. On the 10th of August, 1972, almost exactly 10 months from my 18th birthday, I left my home and cut all ties with my family. This is the story of what happened next to me, to the people I know, and to the world. So yeah, unlike most books, strangely a short synopsis, but there's a lot of content into it, because it has like 170 chapters. It's published on web novel, and it was written by Michael Rayman. So this story goes under the genre of realistic fiction. So the usual stuff that you mostly find in web novels, the fantasy elements, the super over the top action. Yeah, that isn't here. From what I've read, because it has 170 chapters, and I didn't cover all 170. I did 21 chapters. Yeah, 21 chapters, and the author really is interested in focusing on the human element. Like, this is set in the real world and around a real event, the Montreal Museum of Fine Art robbery in 1972. So if you know about that event, you will be interested in a book that's written around it. So yeah, I covered around 21 chapters, and that gave me a good, interesting idea of where the book wanted to go. And I'm gonna start by saying that I like the book, but it's not my top 10 favorite. Not because it isn't well written. The book is extremely well written. The grammatical style and everything else about it is top tier. And yeah, I know most web novels, especially if you've hung around Wattpad a lot, have gained this bad idea amongst a lot of people that they're not that well written. This one is well written. It's up there with any book that you could be buying in a bookstore. It's well written. You will enjoy it. And yeah, but apart from that, it isn't my top favorite of as of right now. Maybe something else will make me like it, because like I said, I've gone around 21 chapters. I haven't yet completed it. But before I tell you some of the negatives I had with it that dragged it down for me, I am going to tell you the positives that I had with the book. Like I said, extremely well written, no grammatical errors, well edited, and yeah, it's written well that it conveys exactly what is needed without leaving you confused about certain things. The introduction is well written, especially when it comes to the characters in it, like Mark and his parents. Those are the ones who are set as an example of the well-written family dynamics. So if you read that interaction, like if you've ever had a parental figure of any kind, you've had that conversation. Like those who have read the first chapter, you know that conversation, you know that situation, and it is so realistic, it feels eerie. It feels like the author just plucked out a real moment, put it there on the page, and you feel this awkwardness where you want to leave the room because you feel as though you're walking in on something that you don't want to be a part of. But yeah, that and the characters. I enjoy the characters in it. Mark, he has a sharp biting internal monologue and wit to him. He was fun to read, especially since the book is in his first person and it grants you a good view into his psyche. Like this book is well written from the first person point of view. It grants you a good look into who Mark is, and it will depend on if he appeals to you, because an interesting thing is that Mark isn't perfect. He's flawed. Even his decision to leave home has hard consequences. Like, I enjoy the fact that he isn't exactly living sunshines and roses now that he's left home. Finding a job is tough. For him, and yeah, I really enjoyed that. Another character who I actually enjoyed, who's actually my standout character so far, is Roach, his cool best friend who will protect you from getting crabs by stopping sex lunatics from sleeping with you, apparently, when you're passed out. So yeah, we all need a Roach in our lives. And also, the book is set in Canada. Like, Canada. How many web novels do you read where Canada is a main location? Like, it's rarely covered. At most times, I'll usually see a book where Canada is in passing mention. So yeah, it was nice to see the Canadians being acknowledged as to exist. And yeah, another thing is the mature elements. Like, this is a realistic fiction. Mark is close to 18. Yeah, he's close to 18. And yeah, how we all know how an 18-year-old away from home is going to act. There's cursing in it, there's drinking, smoking, and apparently Mark hates Toronto and Paris a lot. So if you don't like those things, well, maybe you can stomach it and read the rest of the book, because I'm sure you'll be charmed by it, or continue it, or don't, because I don't want you to have a bad experience with the book. But yeah, most of that is there. There are lots of mature elements in it. It doesn't skit around certain things. And yeah, Mark is, he has a mouth of a sailor, or a mind of a sailor. He doesn't really have that much of a high opinion of a lot of people. Like, he sees them on their bullshit, so I liked him for that. And yeah, now let me come to the negatives. So, well-written characters, well-written story, well-written mature drama. It's good. It's good. I will continue reading it, but there are some things that I didn't like. Or maybe one thing. And that is that the story's pacing is slow. Like, unlike, let's say, Steampunk Apocalypse, which is like a fast Steampunk Apocalypse, which just like bursts out of the gate with fast pacing, which can sometimes be too fast. Homeless Millionaire has that opposite. There's tons of filler, and yeah, some stuff happens. I would be disingenuous if I said certain plot points or important plot points aren't happening. But if you were to ask me, in my personal opinion, I could say that the book really starts moving around chapter 15. Chapter 14, sorry. That's when it really picks up, and from when Mark gets to Roach's place and he starts squatting there, a lot of it just slows down. Like, their entire chapters dedicated to Mark looking for a job, Mark thinking, Mark. And yeah, look, it's not to say that I didn't enjoy getting to see more or getting to be in Mark's mind some more to see how he thinks about the world around him and the rest of that stuff. It's just that it was too slow paced. There was too much filler. And I will admit there were some points in which I was losing interest, but it was still there was still that thing that drew me back in, which was, Mark and Roach, and yeah, wanting to see what would happen to him. But I don't know, man. After the first, I can say, after chapter 14, it will be slow. It will slow down a lot at that point. Like, there are multiple chapters which you won't even realize have flown by you because, or maybe you will realize how long and how you aren't that interested in reading about certain things. And yeah, that happens in any book. You won't like all the chapters. And this isn't to drag on the author. I could see why they did it. They wanted us to, know more about Mark, to see how bad his situation had become when he's left his parents and his home. But yeah, that was my main negative from it. But everything else, well written, well-rounded characters. And if you enjoy a slow-paced story, you will like this. I guarantee you will like this. So yeah, that has been my review of The Homeless Millionaire. And remember, if you want to see the book, description in the link below. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and a comment, and if you haven't yet subscribed, please, I'm begging you to subscribe, because YouTube usually enjoys it when people who are watching your video are subscribed. And below the link to the book is a link to my book, Phantom Ddraig. It's a high action fantasy story. If you are interested in that kind of thing, I'll be thankful if you checked it out. It's on Wattpad, RoyalRoad, and ScribbleHub, 3 big web novel platforms. So yeah, I'll be thankful for that. And also, if there's something you guys want me to do in the future, you can leave a comment for it. In the comment, you can leave a comment telling me what you'd like me to do. The 2 reviews that I've done so far have been requests, and I'm really hoping to do some more. Or if there's something else that you want me to do that isn't a request, you can just leave the comment down below. I will check it out, and I will try as hard as possible to do it for you, the audience. This has been Red Chaos 1, signing off.